Have you ever read a book that just clicks? One that completely changes how you see things? Well, Simon Sinek's Start With Why is definitely one of those. It's this huge, game-changing idea about leadership, and you know what? We're going to break down the absolute core of it for you. All the wisdom, none of the 250 pages. Sound good? Let's dive in.
Okay, so first up, loyalty versus manipulation. And let's start with a question that's kind of at the heart of this whole thing. Why is it that some companies and some leaders are just so inspiring? I mean, they command this crazy, intense loyalty from everyone around them. And then there's everyone else. They might even have a better product, but they're just kind of there. So what's the secret sauce? What's the real difference?
I mean, really think about it for a second. You've got brands like Apple or Harley-Davidson, or leaders like Martin Luther King Jr. These guys didn't just have customers or followers. No way. They started movements. But then you look around, and there are tons of other companies, same quality, same features, maybe even a better price, and they're totally forgettable. So what gives? Well, we're going to solve that puzzle right now.
So here's what most companies do. They fall back on what Sinek calls manipulations. And you've seen them all. Huge price drops, special promotions, messages that use fear or peer pressure, or just some shiny new feature. And look, let's be real. This stuff works. It gets a sale, it gets you to pull out your wallet for that one transaction. But it's a short-term fix. It absolutely cannot create real, lasting loyalty or trust, or that deep sense of belonging that defines the brands we truly love.
And this is such a crucial point. Repeat business is not the same thing as loyalty. Not even close. Just because someone buys from you over and over doesn't mean they're loyal. It might just be convenient or cheap. Real loyalty, man, that's an emotional connection. It's when a customer wouldn't even dream of going to a competitor, even if that competitor has a better price or a better product. That's the holy grail, right? And you're just not going to get there with a 20% off coupon.
So how do you build that kind of diehard loyalty? The answer, Sinek says, lies in this beautifully simple framework that all great, inspiring leaders use, whether they even realize it or not.
And here it is. This is the golden circle.
Looks pretty simple, right? 3 circles? But don't let that fool you. This thing is the key to everything. Sinek argues that this pattern explains so much about human behavior. It helps us finally understand that gut feeling, that deep down reason we connect with some brands and leaders, and just don't with others.
So let's break this down. It's 3 layers. On the outside, you've got the what. Every single company on the planet knows what they do. We sell computers, we offer consulting services, whatever. Easy. Then you've got the how. Some companies know their how. This is their special sauce, their unique process, their secret recipe. But that center circle, the why, that's the big one. Very, very few organizations truly know why they do what they do. And I'm not talking about making a profit, that's just a result. The why is your purpose, your cause, your belief, the real reason you get out of bed in the morning.
Now here's where it gets really interesting. Most companies and most people communicate from the outside in. They start with the clearest thing. They say, here's what we do. We make great computers. Then, here's how we're different. They're beautifully designed and user-friendly. And then they pretty much stop and just hope you'll buy. It feels kind of flat, right? It doesn't really inspire you to do anything.
But the inspiring leaders, they do the complete opposite. They flip the whole thing on its head and communicate from the inside out. They start with why. Here's what we believe. In everything we do, we believe in challenging the status quo. Then they move to how. The way we challenge the status quo is by making our products beautifully designed and simple to use. And then, finally, the what. We just happen to make great computers. Want to buy one? You see the difference? The computer isn't the point. It's just the proof of their belief.
And boom, there it is. People don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. If you remember one thing from this whole explainer, let it be this. You're not buying the product, you're buying the belief that the product represents. The what is just a souvenir you take home to prove that you're part of that tribe.
All right, next section, the biology of belief. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Okay, this sounds nice, but isn't it just some fluffy marketing trick? Well, get ready for this. It's not marketing, it's not an opinion, it's straight up biology. This whole golden circle thing is literally hardwired into our brains.
Just take a look at this. On one side, you have the golden circle, and on the other, a cross-section of the human brain. And what do you know? It's a perfect match. This is not a coincidence, people. This is actually how we're built. Here's the breakdown. That big, wrinkly outer part of our brain, the neocortex, that lines up perfectly with the what level. It's our rational, analytical brain.
It understands facts, figures, features, and, importantly, language. But deep inside, we have our limbic brain. This part corresponds to the why and the how. This is where all our feelings come from: trust, loyalty, all the good stuff. It's also responsible for all of our behavior and all of our decision-making. But, and this is the absolute kicker, the limbic brain has zero capacity for language.
And this explains so much. You know that feeling when you make a gut decision, when something just feels right? That's your limbic brain at work. It's why we have such a hard time explaining why we love someone or why we chose one brand over another that looks identical on paper. We say, I don't know, it just felt right, because the part of our brain that made the decision literally cannot form the words to explain it. So when a company starts with why, they're talking directly to the decision maker in our heads. It's like a biological cheat code.
Okay, so if starting with why is that powerful, the next logical question is, how do you use this to make your idea actually take off? How do you get to that tipping point where your idea just spreads like wildfire?
Well, the answer lies in another really cool, established theory called the law of diffusion of innovations. You've probably seen this bell curve before. It basically shows how any new idea or product gets adopted by a population over time. And understanding this is absolutely essential. So the population breaks down into these 5 groups. On the far left, you have your innovators and your early adopters. These are the risk takers, the trendsetters who trust their gut. Then you hit the big middle part of the curve, the early and late majority. These are your more practical, pragmatic folks. And way over on the right, you've got the laggards, the super skeptical people who are just now getting an iPhone.
Now here's the secret. So many people make the mistake of trying to get mass market success by targeting that big majority in the middle. But it'll never work. Why? Because those practical people will not try something until somebody else has tried it first. To have any hope of reaching the masses, you absolutely have to win over that first 15 to 18% on the left, the innovators and the early adopters. They're the gatekeepers to the rest of the market.
So how do you win them over? You guessed it. You communicate your why. Those early adopters, the cool kids, they don't really care about the features of what you've built. They care about why you built it. They are buying your products not for you, but for themselves. They use what you do as a symbol to show the world what they believe. Your why becomes a part of their identity.
Okay, so we've gone through the golden circle, the brain science, and the strategy for making it all happen. But now, let's bring it all home. Because this all boils down to one simple but pretty massive question. And this one's for you.
And I'm being serious here. Do you wake up in the morning knowing why you do what you do? I mean, really knowing. Beyond just the paycheck, past the daily to-do list. What's your purpose? What's your cause? What's the one core belief that drives everything for you? Because think about it. If you can't answer that, how can you ever expect anyone else to follow you, or to buy from you, or to be truly loyal to you?
And that's really the whole ballgame. That's the heart of Start With Why. Answering that question for yourself is always step 1. Now, if you want help finding your purpose but maybe don't have time for a 250-page book, well, that's exactly what we're here for. Go ahead and subscribe to Lazy Reader. We do all the heavy lifting, so you can get right to focusing on your why.
Oh, and you know what? Go ahead and share this with a boss who really, really needs to hear it. Thanks for hanging out with us.